It was a windy day as this pool was reduced to sitting outside with a sign, begging for help. The sign read, "Homeless and hungry, please help." But the wind was so strong that day, the sign was blown away. The cardboard making up her sign was the only protection she has from the cold and hard sidewalk floor. The girl looked to be no more than 10 or 11 years old. There were many people that simply walked past the hungry girl. However, there was one person who came along and sat down next to the girl. That's when things became entirely strange, yet extraordinary. In December of 2016, a video was posted online where it showed a girl with long hair that's looking at those who pass her by. In the video, you can see a mother quickly passing with a stroller. The mother doesn't even notice the girl sitting on the sidewalk. The girl remains seated on the sidewalk with a styrofoam cup between her 2 feet. There are very few people who take notice of the homeless girl. Many people walk by without even glancing at her. Every once in a while, a person stops to drop some small change into the cup. A woman slowly strolls up to the homeless girl and softly crouches down next to her. She then asks if she is homeless. The little girl can only respond by simply shrugging her shoulders. The lady then asks if she's okay, and the girl can only shrug her shoulders once again. The woman was very confused and tried to ask the girl why she didn't have anywhere to go. Again, the little girl could only respond by shrugging her shoulders. The woman eventually gave up and dropped some coins in the girl's cup. The girl was alone once again and looked hopefully down the street to see if anyone was coming her way. More people passed the girl without giving any notice to her. She remains unsure of what is about to transpire. Another woman approaches the girl. After reading the little girl's sign, she decided that she wants to talk to the girl. However, the woman decides against this at the last minute. Hope quickly leaves the girl's face as the woman walks away. The video then cuts to a few minutes later, where the same woman is now moving towards the girl. As she's walking towards her, she is seen to be carrying 2 packages. The woman then lowers herself next to the girl on the sidewalk and asks how she's doing. The video then cuts to a few minutes later, where the same woman is now moving towards the girl. As she's walking towards her, she's seen to be carrying 2 packages. The woman then lowers herself next to the girl on the sidewalk and asks how she's doing. The woman then brings the 2 packages of food and drops a $20 bill into her cup. The woman goes on to say that she doesn't have much to offer, but a little food and some money. It's then when the audience realizes that the woman is also homeless. The woman continues by asking the girl if she's homeless. However, all the questions go unanswered. The woman said that she's here to help if she needs anything. The girl remained silent as another person began approaching the pair. The man that approached the pair was the person behind Robbie TV. He was a filmmaker that posts videos on YouTube. The girl wasn't actually homeless. She was a child actress. This entire setup had turned out to be a social experiment. As Robbie stepped towards the little girl and the kind woman, it became clear that the lady had given the little she had to help the poor girl. Robbie slumped down to the sidewalk floor to shake the woman's hand and explain what was going on. The man showed where the cameras were situated and said that he would like to help her. She confirmed that she was homeless. It turned out that she had given everything she had to try and feed the hungry girl. Robbie hands her $50, which was all he currently had on him at the time. He apologizes for it being so little, but the woman's face lit up when he handed her the money. The woman was clearly shocked at everything that had transpired. The YouTuber then gave her a hug. Even though the woman was living in impoverished conditions, she still refused to take back the food that she had bought and the money that had collected in the cup. As much as they tried, the woman wouldn't accept it. The video made by Robbie then cuts to the child actress who has been playing a homeless girl. The video shows the child actress donating the money and food to another homeless person. The kind woman is very grateful for what she has just received. It seems that the girl got a glimpse of what it's really like to beg on the street. Not many people stopped or gave her money, and the person who did actually stop and offer real help was homeless herself. The girl then gave the homeless woman a hug. Those who viewed the YouTube video were shocked at the lack of empathy and aid that was offered to the little girl. These viewers were also incredibly surprised that the person who did help her was homeless herself and gave her money despite the fact that she had very little to offer. The viewers took to the YouTube video's comment section to share their feelings. One person wrote that they hoped the homeless lady will help the girl get some help as well. However, one viewer wasn't impressed by the whole situation. The goal of this video wasn't to impersonate people. It was to display the lack of empathy shown towards those who are homeless. It perfectly revealed how we, as humans, are likely not to take much notice of those who are in need. The video was used as a way to spark change. Homelessness refers to a specific state of living, where an individual is living under conditions that lack the basic necessities in order to go about living. A homeless person needs to struggle a lot to maintain a below-average standard of living. A homeless person is deprived of all requirements needed to maintain a good standard of living. There are many effects received from being homeless. Some of these are bad health conditions, negative changes in personality, and the risk of assault. Many people don't realize or like to acknowledge that there are far too many homeless people in the U.S. The truth is that there are more than 500,000 people sleeping on the streets in America. This is a tough pill to swallow. Another scary fact is that more than a quarter of homeless people are actually children. These children are those who are less than 18 years old. In addition to this, a large number of these homeless children are unaccompanied. Included in this total number of homeless people in the U.S. are 56,000 veterans who are actively searching for a foster home or affordable shelter. A survey has also shown that more than 50% of these homeless veterans are without any sort of proper shelter. It's common for many people to question why there are so many homeless people. One of the primary causes is domestic violence. More than 80% of homeless women have experienced and been victims of domestic violence. More than half of homeless people can't afford rent as it is so high. Due to this inability, many people have to seek shelter on the streets and become homeless. This lack of affordability in regards to rent has left not many options available, other than these people becoming homeless. After being to pay rent, people are left with a limited list of alternative living situations. Some of these are foster homes and affordable shelters. However, there is a serious lack of affordable and suitable shelters to accommodate the homeless. Many people who are desperate for credit loans mortgage their homes in order to gain this loan or credit. However, this property can easily be taken away if the loan isn't paid back. This is how a significant amount of people find themselves without a home. The American government doesn't offer substantial assistance to those belonging to low-income groups that are needing help. These inadequate employment opportunities is one of the primary causes of people living in impoverished situations. It isn't surprising to find out that those who are homeless are incredibly prone to contracting severe diseases. This usually stems from the lack of money they have to maintain a good living standard. Thus, many homeless people self-medicate. In many areas of the world, homelessness has become or is equivalent to committing a crime. Homeless people are in impoverished conditions, and their only way of survival is through begging for food and money, which is being criminalized all across the globe. Many people reason never helping the homeless because they simply don't know how to provide them with something that's going to help them. That's possibly why the girl on the sidewalk went unnoticed by many. We wish to help you help the homeless by including ways for providing aid to those who need it. You should learn who the homeless are to dispel the stereotypes surrounding homelessness. One of the first steps to helping the homeless is seeing them as individuals and finding out what they need. You should notice and talk to them. You should give the homeless the same respect and courtesy you would provide to your family, friends, and any other person you come into contact with. A good idea you should implement is to treat homeless people the same way you would like to be treated if you were homeless and needed assistance. We hold the ability to make a significant difference in homeless people's lives when we acknowledge and respond to them rather than dismiss or outright ignore them. When addressing a homeless person, do so with kindness. Keep a card that has all the local shelters listed on it. You can hand these cards out to those you come into contact with that need a place to stay. You can find local shelters in your phone book, along with the shelter's address and phone number. Purchase Street Sheet is a bi-weekly newspaper that is sold in most major American cities. The intent behind this newspaper is to help homeless people by giving them the tools to help themselves. The homeless gain 5 cents for each paper sold that goes towards rent. Giving food doesn't mean you're making a full meal for those in need. Although that would be great, it isn't sustainable for most people. Instead, making a few sandwiches and taking these with you can be very useful if you encounter a homeless person while you're out. One of the most direct methods of helping a homeless is to offer money. This doesn't mean you need to directly give money to those on the sidewalks. Instead, donating to nonprofits is an excellent way to help those who are in need. Many people simply throw away their clothing if there's a slight imperfection to it. One man's trash is another man's treasure, and these imperfect clothes can go a long way for those who don't have many clothing items. Always consider the homeless when you're getting rid of clothing you don't need or wear anymore.